People with nothing got to make stuff. That's it. I think that's the solution, and it's got to be done excellently. Because, we went on strike recently. There's a reason for that. And it's never people we know. It's like the nameless. I can't even tell you who we were actually, what individuals we were striking against, but they got all their yachts, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, for us, if we can make a movie on an iPhone, we should, and it should be as excellent as we can make it. And ideally, when all those people age out of their positions, we'll be in charge, and we can actually put a spotlight on art instead of just treating this artistic industry like it's only a business,
I think the stories right now that are going to come out of all of the fires, the floods, a new administration, I think there's going to be a real explosive, didn't mean to say explosive, I think there's going to be a real explosion in the artistic expression that's going to come out of this. Because whenever you're pushed into a corner and you have to kind of fight for what you want and what you believe in, people start digging deep and doing that. So I'm fascinated, and I think that we have to just turn this into like, all right, this is our time to tell these stories, and satire is one of the best ways to look at our world. So.
Came for Life, which we couldn't get into a festival, and we had a lot of struggle finding distribution. To getting to this point has been a multi-year journey, and we're glad to finally be here. So it feels slightly overdue, I guess.
I quite like the fact that it's this hidden gem that you need to go search for and find it, and it has this cult following. And I've always been quite lucky where I've worked with directors who I greatly admire and respect. But also, I've managed to, by hook or by crook, attach myself to things that have aged remarkably well. And I think Change for Life still holds up now. I think it will still hold up in 20 years, same with Different Man. Because I think the stable logic behind them is somewhat universal. And no matter who you are, you can resonate with the ideas that are presented to you. And then the films give you the time and the space to like mull them over without having your hand held and sort of like get there in your own time. And I like it when audiences watch a film like the ones we work on, and then just ponder like life, right?
Well, and it's funny because like I wouldn't, this movie obviously isn't like a religious movie. It's not preaching or anything, but I do think films that like grapple with sort of like these issues in a way are just like, I think people want them,
Well, I think right now it's pretty important because of what's happening in our country, our government. I think that it's important to bring these issues to light, yeah.
It's so funny because like I never thought of myself as like a role model or anything, but like it's been really cool to see particularly like how trans people like react to my movie like during a time like this. Like I can only imagine what it's like being like a 13-year-old trans girl who like wants to make movies and like watching what happened to me. Like I wish I could have had that, but I'm like glad I get to be that for somebody else. And yeah, I don't know. Trans people are getting their asses kicked right now, but like I think in the end we're gonna win.
At this time in general, it's important to, just keep track of where things are in our country and to share when it's necessary. And I felt it was a good, necessary point to do that.
What responses have you gotten support from?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even really looking for support, but I have an amazing community around me, and it's one of my greatest blessings in this life, and so I felt very supported and felt loved throughout, before then and now, so yeah, feel very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the middle of all of this, we're really excited because on Monday we're going to go into San Quentin prison and teach a workshop with Kodak on how to shoot on film to the incarcerated filmmakers, and they're going to get to tell a story using the film cameras that we shot Sing Sing with. And so that is like a grounding effect in this kind of insane like washing machine that we're spinning around in.
I'm really excited by the response. I'm excited about the response that not only that I'm getting, but the show is getting, and all of these wonderful actors that have worked so hard, and Ben Hutchins, our DP, and Mark Kamine for pulling it together, and most importantly, Mike White. I mean, he really put his heart and soul into this. We all really put our heart and souls into it, and these storylines are going to get, the labyrinth will expand, and it will become even more complicated, and hopefully say something profound at the end of it.